So it's finally time to talk about Gutted.
So here's the thing about me. I like to drive slow. I like to take it slow. I like to not rush. I like not to burn a bunch of hours in a day. That's just the way I drive, the way I travel, which is one of the reasons I like traveling alone. I don't feel like I have to be on anybody else's schedule, faster or slower. And so I left Fontana with about a week to get to Gutted, and I still cut it kind of close based on my traveling style. But I was super excited when I got there. Gutted literally had vehicles of every type. Vans, buses, car campers with tents. Like, if you wanted to see it, you would have found it at Gutted.
Now, when I first got to Gutted, I was just overwhelmed with people, and I have a mixed response to that type of situation. On top of that, I pretty much got stuck in the sand right away. I was actually trying to loop around to find a place to sort of settle in and park. Somebody was the van and a trailer were stuck in front of me, so I was like, oh, I'll just cut through the side space and loop around. And as I was cutting through, my van just stopped, or my box truck just stopped and couldn't move anymore. So that was basically the end of me moving, and I was technically in a spot. I was just gonna cut through it and loop back around. So I just decided to stay. People were getting stuck left and right, so I just didn't stress out about it. I was like, I'm in a spot, I'm safe. The neighbors, who were a couple in an RV who had a small child, were really, really nice. So I was like, why don't I just stay where I am? So the two people that I spent the most time with was Bunny from Bunny Place here and Dee from Lady Bug Out. I met a bunch of other people, both YouTubers and non-YouTubers at the event, but those are the two I kind of hung out with the most and talked with the most. So yeah, the funny thing is I didn't record a lot of it because I'm just that person who's in the moment. That being said, I did record a few things, and yeah, here they are. See, if I was a good YouTuber, I would do more of this. Bunny Plays Here always has the camera out, and I'm not nearly as good as capturing everything as she is.
Sweet.
This is YouTubers sneakily filming YouTubers while they're talking about YouTube.
We have met so many amazing people here, and what has been...
So, I haven't been filming as much as I should, but me and Bunny here from Bunny Plays Here have been hanging out a lot. Basically since the first day. But
been busy.
I'm also not good at taking out the camera, whereas she is on it. It'd be like, boom, camera, and I always forget.
She has been busy though. She did some projects while she was here. Quite impressive is all I have to say. She was punching holes while the rest of us were watching people punch holes. So, nice.
So I thought I'd get her on camera before we actually wrap up here. So this is my second best friend I made during this trip. Dee from Lady Bug Out. And yeah, we've been hanging out pretty much since the first day, on and off. But I never did capture you on camera. So I want to say I am so grateful to meet you. You were one of the most beautiful souls I've met. And I can't wait to hang out some more down the road.
Yes, definitely.
What was your favorite part of Gutted?
Wow, meeting you guys.
I would have to say that too. No, the community's been great. The community of this event has been absolutely amazing, and I hope that we get to do this again next year.
Yes, for sure.
Cool. while I was there, I met 2 other people with box trucks, and I did get a chance to look inside of their box trucks, but unfortunately for me, I didn't notice that my lens was dirty. So, like, the footage is absolutely not the best. These are not high quality tours. They weren't really tours. It was like I was there. I asked if I could look in them. I had my camera with me. I'd been walking around with it all day, and I just didn't notice how much, like, I guess sand had built up on the lens, which makes me really, really disappointed. They were both really, really nice builds. So instead of tossing the footage, I'm just gonna ask you guys to forgive me. So I was walking around and I saw this really cool, sorry doggy, Ford box truck, and I was like, I have to get a closer look. So I'm about to go inside, check things out.
Yeah, I have to get out. It's sealed off completely. Here, I'll hop out so you guys can check it out.
Like the dog is like, we're running in and out, this is fun!
We have a recycling shower in there too, and so it goes through like a UV light and a couple filters, so you can stand in there for hours and just take a hot shower, you know. That's behind the yellow door. And we have a toilet back there too. The toilet slides out over the shower can.
Yeah, my back hurts so bad. So now that we have this, it's like
Like, you cannot beat the space in a box truck.
No, that's the thing.
yeah, we do.
Here, I'll even show you, like, we have like a little shower toilet set up, so the toilet slides away to its own little box, and then the shower head's just right in there.
And it's recirculating,
It's recirculating until you use soap. Once you go to use soap, I just like hit the switch, it starts draining to the ground, and then you just rinse off your soap real fast,
oh,
you know?
that's sweet.
And so you can take an hour-long shower, but only use the water that it takes to rinse the soap off of you, you know? So it's been a process to learn how to make it work, but...
Is this just a peek, or...?
Oh yeah, so this is... It's sealed off completely from the cab, and then we just have a window right here.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And so we can look out.
I like this,
This right here?
Yeah.
Sarah did all this actually. Like the pattern, like messed me up too much. I'm like, you got this. She's amazing. She did like all the finishing work. We built all the cabinets, you know, by hand, and like got the trim, and she painted everything and made it look all nice.
like, you really cannot beat the room. Like, you have an oven, you have a
We can like
stove.
walk past each other.
You got
This
like
is
a real fridge.
pretty sweet too. It's got the full freezer. We have, you know, ice pops and stuff in there.
Yeah, I have a freezer now, but it's just I just have 2 chest
Yeah.
fridges,
But
and I
so
just use
nice.
one for free. But I have room for it, which I
Yeah.
didn't in the van.
So the other box truck it gutted was a Ford E450, and it belonged to this guy named Aaron, who was actually there to help people with building out their vans. So I really wish I had taken more time in here to really like film all of it, but it all got kind of flim-flam in sort of the schedule of the day. Aaron did a beautiful job on his box truck, and what I like about his is, like mine, he preserved a passway between the box and the cab, unlike the other box truck dweller who went ahead and had his bed over there and sealed it off.
Explain what it is you do when you're not like at events like this.
I build out camper vans full time.
Yeah. And you do it like mobily though. You don't have like a shop, or do you have a
I
shop?
have a shop, yeah. I'm starting to try to figure out a way to do it mobily. Like I'll show up to someone's place,
Yeah.
or at Home Depot in the parking lot if they live in their van, and we'll work on it. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out the logistics of that, but mainly I've just done this out of a shop. But kind of tired of just being in one spot all the time.
Where's your shop based?
It's outside Alamosa, like on the way to Monte Vista.
And what's it called?
Renegade Vans.
Renegade Vans. All right, awesome. So if somebody was in the area and they're like, I just need help with a small project, because like you said, a lot of shops won't do like small projects. Like if
Yeah.
somebody has batteries they need to switch out, like one of the ladies we spoke to today at Got It, you would just be able to like help with that, or even say, well, I can't switch them out until you get like these other components or whatever.
Yeah, I try to be available for that. I'm trying to figure all that out. It's hard to like I want to be available for like last minute stuff like that,
Yeah.
but that's hard to schedule. But I'm trying to.
But
work out the
schedule
kinks.
pending, like if somebody reached out to you,
Yeah,
you'd be
Do
flexible.
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I was on one panel at the event. There were several panels related to van life and getting information. My specific panel was about basically making a choice in the type of vehicle for your nomad life. I was on that panel with two awesome people who built their own tiny home on a trailer. Hopefully you give them a follow as well. So they were super cool. My personal experience with vehicles is obviously I've done the car, I've done a minivan, I've done a full-size van, and I now have done the box truck. So I had a range of experience that I tried to, you know, share at that particular panel. There was another panel I was going to be on, but that panel ended up not happening. So the third day at the event, I was basically overwhelmed. So I will admit I had an introvert moment and I kind of hung out at my box truck all day. I did get 2 tasks that I wanted to get done on the box truck, and basically I have footage of that right here. So one of the small projects that's just been sitting around that I want to get done at Gutted is basically, this is a vent. I already have a vent behind my toilet, and I want to also put one behind the sink. But I've not installed it yet, and I had a big debate about running the wires first or not, but the wires are going to be pretty accessible, and I have a lot of electrics cleanup work to do. Like I said, everything is working, so right now I'm just making a template to install this. I basically tore this off the back of a notebook because it was the only cardboard I had, and yes, I'm being visited by flies a lot out here on the campsite.
So I actually had 2 templates to cut. The first one was for the fan. The second one was for this cable hatch door that I wanted to add to the side of the box truck so that I could send cables from the Jackery inside the box to the outside so that I could use my ground panels to expand my solar. There were other projects I wanted to get done while I was at Gutted, but I just didn't feel good about doing them sort of in the sand and the dirt and a sort of rough all over their environment. I really needed a place where I could concentrate to knock out those other projects and a place where I could control things a little better. It's always easier to work in an empty space versus a filled one, and there wasn't much I could do to really reach the spots that I wanted to reach to do my interior starting holes, so it was kind of a pain in the butt. Once I got to the outside portion of the project, things went much smoother and much easier, and in its own way, picking this day to do these projects was really relaxing.
So when I can do it, adding the 2 additional panels really did help. This started out at like 20% this morning. I am back up to 85% just a little bit after noon. So I'm happy to see that going in. This is currently connected to the 2 panels that are going outdoors. So we have our double extension going to the panel outdoors. Sorry for the focus. And then we have one of the parallel sets of roof panels going into the Jackery 1500, and then we got the second set of parallel panels coming from the roof going to this unit, which is pretty much charged, which is really, really great. I'm super happy about this. The build competition was just kind of happening. Like, you could stroll over there and kind of look at it. And then a lot of the other time, honestly, it was just floating around, meeting people, checking out people's rigs. And there were people who actually got help from Aaron, who owned one of the box trucks, that I got a chance to look inside. And he even let me climb up on his deck. But for the most part, it was kind of just happening. It was this thing that was just happening. We got to check in on it, and at the end, we got to be there for the announcement of the winners, and also get a look inside of the vehicles, which cannot be revealed because they will be revealed when the actual production reveals its own production, as it were. But in addition to that, in addition to the actual event of the build out, in addition to the panels that were happening, they also provided us with a bunch of entertainment, including having a band come in one night, a movie night. It was just awesome. Like they really tried to fill out the event. They didn't have all the boxes checked because it was a first time event, but I felt like they were constantly responding to how to make things better, not only ongoing, but in the hope that this again can happen next year. So the morning before leaving, I meant to film myself digging my wheels out, but I just got so involved in doing it that I didn't actually record it. Now, I did have some treads of my own and a simple little shovel. The shovel came in handy. The treads were basically trash. I guess they were just a little bit too cheap. I just picked them up while I was walking around. So I'm definitely going to get the beefier ones, like the ones that were loaned to me by my rescuers, who I'll show you a clip of now. So when I first got here, I was kind of buried in the sand, and then I was rescued because these lovely people have the right equipment. Why don't you introduce yourselves and your channel, though I'm sure a lot of my subscribers already know you guys.
I'm Dave.
I'm Carrie, and we are one adventure at a time, and we have used our traction boards a lot.
Yeah, so I definitely suggest if you're going to be driving in the sand or snow, whatever, just make sure you have a pair of traction boards. The first time you get stuck, they will get you out and pay
for themselves.
Over 10 times the amount that you paid for them.
Yes.
And how often have you seen people get stuck here?
Oh, we have a montage.
And you also have video of rescuing me. But what I've loved is that, just like you guys helped me out, I really feel like this event, people were really reaching out to just like help everybody out wherever they could. Like everybody who could help. There were people like pushing, like I don't know how many people pushed the back of my truck to get me unstuck. I pushed a couple of vehicles. Yep. So yeah, I think that's the beauty of this community, is not only, now I'm gonna get nice traction boards and not cheap ones. I had some, they were cheap, but also like just like people like you being willing, like you just connected with me as I was walking. It was like, hey, I got traction boards, we're gonna get you out, and you did it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what this community is all about. We help each other out when we can.
And you did good driving. Yeah, good job.
You kept on moving and you didn't stop. If you would have stopped, you would have been stuck.
And then I didn't know when to stop. I was like, wait. This is also the final member of their team, this handsome little pup right here. All right, thank you guys so much, and I hope we run into each other very soon.
I hope so too.
At another event. All right, bye-bye. I have to say, one of my favorite moments, though, was a time I got to be generous. And I love when these moments come up because I'm never looking for them. I'm never targeting them. They just kind of happen. These are two of my new friends from Gutted. Hey! And this young lady right here, it is her birthday, and she was talking about how she wanted a power station for her. See, your boyfriend or your husband? I don't want to lie. Okay. For her and her boyfriend to travel around with. And guess what I have? Extra power stations, because I get sent them for review. So I'm going to give them the Max Oak Bluetti. This is a... Shoot, let me not lie. This is a 700 watt power station. Holy shit! So that's gonna be for you. And let me pick up my bag. This is gonna be a crazy video. And in addition to that, this is a Jackery panel, but it actually is totally compatible. So you didn't know you were getting this for your birthday. Happy birthday! So the connector in here is compatible with that, so you can just plug it into where the solar goes, and it will charge it, even though this is Jackery and that's Bluetti.
We were just talking about how like gasoline is going to cost us so much money boondocking.
And obviously, like, it's 700 watts, so it's not going to run an air conditioner, but it can like
But
help.
like at the point that like we're running our generator just to charge our phones, it's like, dude, we might as well be like at a fucking RV park sometimes. Like this.
Exactly.
This makes like it makes so much more sense to just like have even a little like portable RV like solar setup. It just makes so much more sense than gasoline. Talking about how we were gonna like budget for this over like, the next couple of months. Like, this is
Well, here you go. Here's a solar panel, and I'll carry that for you.
Thank you.
It's your birthday, so it worked out.
Can I hug you?
Yeah, sure. Also, you're a Star Wars fan, so bonus.
Nerd points. It counts. It counts.
So, not the best footage ever. Honestly, I wish I had noticed that there was dirt on my lens, so I could have wiped it off. And it's sort of one of those things you can't go back and fix. Like when you do professional productions and you have like all the equipment and all the time and things aren't just being thrown at you, it's a little bit easier to like just go back and fix it. And honestly, I hadn't looked at the footage till today when I started editing it, and I'm like, oh no, I didn't clean my lens, and these are some of my favorite moments. And I was really at this point of, do I delete it or do I still show it? And you know what? This was a run and gun situation. I'm still learning how to operate in sort of a festival environment. When I'm in an environment where I'm just filming me and it's just me and my stuff and I can take my time to do it, I get really anxious filming around other people. I get really anxious filming other people, and I get really awkward about it, and I don't want to keep the camera in their face too long, and I don't really, have this comfort level I have when I'm just filming myself, my stuff, etc., etc. So I don't think I did a great job filming Gutted. Did the best I could, and I hope there was something enjoyable for you in this video.
So that was what I happened to get of my time in Gutted. Like I said, I'm sure when some other people start rolling out their footage, basically this is gonna look like bottom of the barrel footage. But I did have a good time. I did meet some wonderful people, and I think that's all that matters. I'll learn how to be a better YouTuber at events as time goes on. I think I get so inside myself. I really do struggle. It's kind of crazy. I could film myself all day and throw all kinds of embarrassing things up on YouTube, but it's something about being around real people. There's a part of me that just gets held back and a little scared and a little bit intimidated. I don't know. We all have our weird quirks. Well, now it's time for me to remind you about those YouTube things. If you liked this video, I do not know why you would, but if you did like it, feel free to hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit that bell so you get those notifications. And if you are supporting me on Patreon or YouTube memberships, I thank you as always for that extra little bit you throw in that keeps me going. All right. See you in the next video.